Welcome back at 6:37. By now, you've probably heard the story of the naked farmer, the man who was ripped, stripped, and nearly killed by a piece of farming equipment. It's been 3 months since the accident, but Tim Vanderswag's recovery is far from over. And as you'll see, this isn't a story about a farmer. It's a story about faith.
Yeah, just like that.
They call him the naked farmer.
I really don't care what people call me because I'm still alive.
Does that hurt? Does it feel stiff to you?
But you might want to call him Superman. His family calls him a miracle.
Within seconds, I had gone from completely clothed to just one rubber boot left on my right leg. Naked, laying in the snow.
December 7th, the high that day was 14 degrees.
Touchdown, Spartans!
Michigan State was playing Ohio State for the Big Ten championship, and Tim was out in the field.
I was kind of doing two things that day, spreading manure and butchering cows. Everything was going great.
He was finishing up, looking forward to a date night with his wife, Teresa. But then a cornstalk sticking out of the snow got in his way.
My Carhartts got caught in this spinning shaft. Within seconds, I knew I was in danger.
And naked in the snow, Carhartt bibs shredded, 3 shirts, his gloves, his work pants and underwear all scrapped and wrapped around that PTO shaft, spinning at 500 RPM. Tim's brother Doug gave us a better idea of what happened that day.
He let go and just got wrapped around and got flung out of there onto the ground, and from there on out, yeah, he was lucky to live.
Alive but broken, his foot crushed, his hip dislocated, his spleen cut, 4 fractured ribs, his femur broken, his head scalped. Tim turned to his faith and he prayed.
My faith, it started in the field. You know, my faith was, I wouldn't say challenged there, but I'm glad I had the faith knowing that I could call on God at that point and say, God, I need your help now.
He was able to drag himself onto that tractor and drive the length of the field to the road where the first person that passed was a part-time firefighter.
Holy cow, Tim, look how good those hamstrings are.
Today, more than 3 months later, Tim is home and he's continuing to recover. What do you think about the name Naked Farmer? Is that kind of a joke in your family? Is it kind of...
My brother Brent said it the night afterwards. He got hurt on a Saturday night. Me and Brent went up there on a Sunday night, and he made a joke about being known as the Naked Farmer, but yeah, I think the story should be more on the angels that helped him out that night. That's what I think.
Joining us this morning is Tim and his wife, Teresa. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been so inspired by your story.
Well, thank you for having us here.
Yeah, well, it was one thing to read about it when it first happened, but then to meet you and to see what you've been through and to see what you continue to go through with your recovery. How is that recovery going?
Excellent. We are working out at home twice a week. And then during the off days, Teresa helps me by continually working with the stretching of my leg, the building up of the muscle, as well as the flexing of the ankle and the working of building up flexibility as I walk around the house with my walker.
A lot of this story is about community. I mean, for everything from the day of the incident to after. You were in the hospital for 57 days and you were with him most of that time. You have 4 children and people came and helped you from meals to taking care of kids, to taking care of the farm.
Exactly. We had our community step up in an unbelievable way, making sure every need was met so that Teresa could spend the time with me, be an advocate with me, but also just be with me because there was a lot of times I was very down and scared, you know, not knowing where we were going to be next as we were going through a lot of surgeries and that.
Tell us about that day and after you got to the road. The first person that was there was a part-time firefighter who turned around and was able to call 911 because your cell phone was crushed in the equipment with your clothes. So he was able to, but the next car that came was a car full of 4 women who had blankets to cover you up, and then more people continued to come and take care of you.
Correct. The next guy that came was a DJ that worked at a local Holland radio station. The 4th guy that showed up was a guy from our church who also worked as a part-time firefighter. And I was thankful. The guy after that came was my cousin was able to hold me up as I was starting to go into shock and hypothermia.
Hypothermia, yeah, being so cold. The high of 14 degrees that day. The community continues to come through with meals. I know you said almost daily still you're getting meals. And then a benefit concert will be held for you tomorrow night at Borculo Christian Reformed Church. A world-renowned pianist is going to be playing, and so that is open to the public so they can come, and the benefits will go to your family. Tell us more about your faith. Has played such a big part in what happened to you that day and what is continuing in your recovery.
Without our faith, I don't know where we would be today. Just having the faith that God was going to help me get out of the field when the accident happened, to knowing that my family is going to be taken care of while I was in recovery, to the faith that we are going to be returned to full health, Lord willing, once we get done with our therapy and the full surgeries and anything else that may come up. We're just thankful that our faith has carried us through this time to let us know that we are going to be taken care of and that God is with us every step of the way.
Teresa, what's next for your family?
We walk by faith, not by sight. We take it one day at a time. So we're very thankful for our faith and our hope in Christ.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're
It's a great
welcome.
story. We're glad we were able to share it.
Thank you.
Again, that fundraiser is tomorrow night at Borculo CRC, and it's at 7 o'clock.